Hello class 5. Good morning everybody. Today we are going to do exercise 4. Okay? And in this exercise we are going to do question number 4. Find the HCF by prime factorization method. Okay? Given two number which is 10 and 6. Okay? So we have to find out the factor of this 10 and 6 using prime factorization method. Understood? So for that, first of all we have to find out the factor of 10, okay, and then 6, and whatever factor we will find out, okay, from that two factor we have to take the particular number as a common which is in both the factor, okay, and after taking that number as a common, whatever we will get, that will be the answer. Understood? So this is the prime factorization method. So how we will do? Look at here. So first of all I am going to find out the factor of 10. Okay. So look at here. 10. So now look at here. Is there any number which is possible 10 is divisible by any number? We have to find out that number. Okay. If we see, then 10 is a factor of 2 also, isn't it? That means we can divide 10 by 2. So how many times? 5 times. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then after dividing 10 by 2, we have got 5. Now see here, is it this number is divisible by 2 or not? This number is not divisible by 2 because 5 is not a factor of 2, isn't it? So if it is not possible to divide by 2, then we have to see another number like such as 3. Okay, so if we now look at here, you think that is it possible? If it is not possible to divide by 2, then is it possible to divide by 3? This is not possible to divide by 3 also because this number is not in the table of 3 as well, right? We can say this number is not a factor of 3, so we need to divide this number by itself. Understood? So 1 times 5 is 5. This much. If you will get 1 at last, then no need to divide. Understood? It's very easy. Now, in the same way, we have to find out the factor of 6 also. Okay. So right here 6, this 6. So what will be the factor of 6? So first of all, we are going to divide by 2 because 6 is divisible by 2, right? 3 times 2 is 6. So if we divide by 2, so then 3 times 2 is 6. And now look at here. 3 is, again if you see 3 is divisible by 2 or not? Of course not, because 3 is not a factor of 2. So we have to try by 3. If we divide it by 3 by 3, how many times we can divide? 1 times, because 1 times 3 is 3. So right here, 1 times 3 is 3. So this way we have got here factor of 10 is 2 and 5 and factor of 6 is 2 and 3, right? So look at here, 10, we have to write this way, 10 equal to, what is the factor of 10? 2 and 5, okay, 1 no need to write, okay? No, what if this 1 which we have got here at last here, no need to write 1, okay, just write 2 and 5, okay? So 2 into 5. This way you have to write it last. And what is the factor of 6? Factor of 6 is 2 and 3, isn't it? So 6 equal to 2 into 3. Okay, this 2 and 3 is a factor of 6. So I have written 6 equal to 2 into 3. Now telling us find HCF by the prime factorization method. So HCF, therefore HCF will be, now look at it, factor of 10 is 2 2 into 5 and factor of 6 is 2 into 3. So 2 is the factor of both the number, right? 10 as well as 6. So that means we can take 2 as a common from both the factor. Understood? Because 2 is a factor of 10 and 6 also. So we have to take 2 as a common. Okay, and second thing, after taking that number as a common, okay, we have to see another number also. There is 3 also, which is a factor of 6, but this 3 is a factor of 10. 3 is not a factor of 10. There is 5, which is factor of 10, but look at here, if we see the factor of 6, is there 5? No, because 5 is not a factor of 6. Understood? So, we cannot write 5 and 3 as a common from both the factor, because in the both sides there is 2 only, which is the factor of both the number. So this way we have to write 2 as a common here, and this is the SCF of this problem using, and this method is called prime factorization method. Understood? It's very easy. Okay, I have done number A. I will do another questions also. Okay, everybody look at this video and try to understand. This is number A, and look at here, I am doing number C also. Number C is 16 and 24. Understood? Okay. Now, first of all, I am going to find out the factor of 16 here. Okay. Factor of 16 is, first of all, we have to divide by 2, because 16 is a factor of 2 also, right? So how many times? 8 times 2 is 16. Now again, if we see, it is the factor of 2 also. So 4 times 2 is 8. In the same way, if we see, 2 times 2 is 4. And finally, 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, this way we have to find out the factor of 16. Now 24 term. Okay, look at here. Okay, we start. One thing you must remember, okay, you have to start by 2. If 2 is not a factor of that number, you have to divide by 3. You have to try by 3. If that particular number is a factor of given number in the questions, then only you can divide. Okay, look at here. 1 times 2 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. This way we have got here 12 as a factor of 2. Okay, 12 times we have divided by divided to 24 by 2. Understood? So now 12 also divisible by 2, right? So 6 times 2 is 12. This 6 also divisible by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Understood? And in the same way, at last 3 is not divisible by 2, because 3 is not a factor of 2, so we have to try by 3. Understood? You have to start by smaller number. If it is possible to divide by 2, then divide it. If not possible, then you have to divide. You have to see 3 table. Okay. If it is not possible to divide by 3, then you need to see the table of 4, 5, 6, and so on. Understood? Now look at it. We have got here 3. 3 is not divisible by 2, right? So that's why I'm dividing this 3 by 3, because 1 times 3 is 3. So finally 1 times 3 is 3. Understood? This way we have got here factor of 16 and 24. Okay, factor of 16 is 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 into 2 into, if we factor, that means if we divide, if we multiply this, all the factor will get back 16. Understood? 2 times 2 is 4, right? 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 8 is 16. We'll get back same number. Okay, so therefore we can write here 16 equal to how many factor? 1, 2, 3, 4 factor. So write here 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Understood? So this 4 2 is a factor of 16. In the same way, if you see here 24, how many factor? 4 factor. 1, 2, 3, 4. and this between these 4 factors, 3 factors is 2 and 1 factor is 3. So right here 24, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Now HCF, okay, HCF is, now look at here, if we see from this, if we see the factor of 16 and 24, there is 2 factor, this 2 number is common, and here also 2 and 2, both the factor of 16 and 24 is common here, and if you see here, this also common here, because this 3 2 is a factor of both the number, right, 16 and 24. So we can write now if factor as a factor, if both the factor of both the number is same, then as I already told you, we have to take that number as a common. Understood? So from this 2 2, I am taking 1 2 as a common. From this 2 2 also I am taking 1 2 as a common, and from this 2 2 also I am taking 1 2 as a common. Okay. Now if you see here, there is another 2, but in 24 factor there is no any 2, isn't it? Factor of 16 is 4 2, but factor of 24 is 3 2 only, isn't it? So only 1 2 left here, but now in factor of 24, if you see, there is no any 2, so that's why we cannot take 2 as a common. And in the same way, if you see the factor of 24, there is 3 also as a factor of 24, but factor of 16 is not, there is 3 is not a factor of 16 in, if you see, in the factor of 16. Understood? So that's why this 3 also we cannot take as a common. So this way, this 2 and 3, both the number we cannot take as a common. So this way we will get here 2 into 2 into 2. Now in this case, we need to multiply this 3 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, which is the HCF of 16 and 24. This is the way to solve. Understood? Okay. Now this is number C. Okay. While copying this, you don't circle this. Okay, because to understand you properly, I have done this. Okay, to explain you properly. But while writing in your copy, no need to put this circle. Okay. So this is number C. Okay, A and C I have done, and there are many questions in this exercise. There are 8 questions here. Okay, and from 8 questions I am doing question number F also. Okay, which is 20 and 48. As you know that, first of all we have to find out the factor of 20 and 48 here. Okay, look at here. Number F. Number F is 20 and 48. 20 and 48. Look at it. First of all, I am going to find out the factor of 20. Okay. You need to divide by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. If 0, you can write 0 as it is. Okay. So 5 times 2 is 10. Now this 5 we cannot divide by 2 because this 5 is not a factor of 2, right? So we have to divide 5 by itself. Okay. So 1 times 5 is 5. This way we have got here, this question is also factor of 20 as a 2 into 2 into 5. Right? Now I am going to find out the factor of 48. Okay, now look at here. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, right? In the same way, if you see 1 times 2 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4, okay? And 6 times 2 is 12, right? So 6 times 2 is 12. So 3 times 2 is 6. Now look at here, this 3 is divisible by 2 or not? Obviously it is not divisible by 2 because 3 is not a factor of 2, so we have to divide by itself. Okay, 1 times 3 is 3. So this way we have got here factor of 48 also as a 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Understood? It's very easy. Okay, first of all you have to find the factor of that given number in the questions, and then you need to take the common. After taking common, okay, if you multiply that common number, you will get the answer. Understood? So look at it. 20 equal to how many factor? 2 into 2 into 5. So right here 2 into 2 into 5. Factor of 48. Okay. Factor of 48, how many 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 1, 3, right? So right here 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Now HCF. What will be the HCF? Now see here, there is 2 as a factor of 20, and here in 48 if you see there is also 2 as a factor. So from this 2 factor, we can take 1 2 as a common. Okay. So this 2 also factor, and this 2 is a factor of 20, and this 2 is a factor of 48. So from this 2 we have to take 1 2 as a common. But now look at, after taking this 2 as a common, this work is completed now. Okay. Now look at here, if you see this 2, is there any 2 as a factor of 20? This factor we have already taken as a common. Okay. Apart from this, if you see here, there is no any 2 as a factor of 20. No. So therefore this 2 we cannot take as a common. And in the factor of 20 there is 5, but in the factor of 48 there is no any 5. So that's why 5 also we cannot take as a common. In the same way, if we see 3 is a factor of 48, but 3 is not a factor of 20. So this 3 also we cannot take as a common. So thereafter, after finding the factor of these two number, we have got HCF. 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 is the HCF of these two numbers, 20 and 48. Understood? Very simple. Okay, try to understand. Okay. Now look at here, number H. Number H also I am doing here, which is 40 and 56. 40 and 56. Now look at here. First of all, as you know that, first of all we need to find the factor of 40. So 2 times 2 is 4, 0, write as it is. If 0, you can write as it is, okay. And 1 times 2 is 2, 0, right. And 5 times 2 is 10. Now 5 is not divisible by 2, right. So 5 is not divisible by 3 also, 4 also. So we have to divide 5 by itself. 1 times 5 is 5. This way we have got the factor of 40 also, 2 into 2 into 2 into 5, right. So now look at here, I am going to find out the factor of 40, 56. So 2 times, look at here, little difference, you have to borrow 1 from here, from 5, okay, because 2 times 2 is 4, but there is 5. We cannot divide 5 3 times, because 3 times 2 is 6. 6 is the number which is greater than 5. So we cannot divide 3 times, we have to divide 2 times, right. So 2 times 2 is 4, but there is 5. What left? How much left? 1. So 1 we have to borrow this side. If we borrow 1 here, there will be 1 and 6, 60. So then 8 times 2 is 60, right. And again 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. And in the same way, if you see 7 times 2 is 40. Now 7 is not divisible by 2. It is not divisible by 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have to divide this 7 by itself. Okay, because this 7 is a odd number, isn't it? So 1 times 7 is 7. Right? Now look at it. 40 equal to, what is the factor of 40? 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. Right? Now I am going to write the factor of 56 here. 56 equal to, how many factor of 56? 4 factor. 1, 2, 3, 4 as a 2 into 2 into 2 into 7. Right? So right here 2 into 2 into 2 into 7. And finally HCF is, so from this 2 we can take 2 as a common into, and from this 2 factor of 40 and 56 we can do 1 2 as a common, and here also 2 as a factor of 40 and this 2 also factor of 56. Then from this 2 we can take 1 2 as a common. But now if we see here 5 is a factor of 40, right? But 5 is not a factor of 56. So that's why we cannot take 5 as a common. This is the important thing you need to understand properly. Okay, keep it in your mind. 5 is a factor of 40, but it is not a factor of 56. So we cannot take 5 as a common. In the same way, if you see this 7, okay, 7 is a factor of 56, but this number is not a factor of 40. So that's why 7 also we cannot take as a common. So this 5 and 7 we cannot write again. Okay. So this way if we see, then this 3 2 only we can take as a common from both the factor. Right? Now look at here. 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 4 is 8. So factor of this 8 is the answer. So this is done. Right? So this way we got the HCF of 40 and 56 is 8. Understood? So students, I have done 4 questions here. I have done question number A, C, F and H, right? So how many questions left here? B, D, E and G left here. These questions you have to do yourself. Okay? Watch this video at home. Try to understand it properly, and rest of the questions you have to try yourself. Okay? Thank you. Thanks for watching.